You may have heard of robo-advisors. These are automated platforms that use algorithms to manage your investments based on your goals and risk tolerance. They are low cost and convenient, and for younger investors in particular, they can be a good option. But something robo-advisors don't offer is the human touch, the ability to speak to someone you know and trust whenever you want to. Human connection is particularly important because of the pivotal part human emotions play in investment outcomes. Here's Mark Hebner, Head of Global Client Services at Dimensional Fund Advisors.
An investment journey is incredibly challenging because of all the behaviors and emotions that come into play. And a lot of times people focus on the worrying side of it. I see my balance drop, I get nervous. Should I get out of the market? I think the opposite side of greed is concerning too, of, hey, I'm missing out. I see people getting rich on TV, or my friends are getting rich. I want the same thing. Usually that's either not really happening the way they say, or it's highly concentrated, incredibly risky. So I think the emotions are hard to manage on your own. I think it's a big part of what financial advisors do is they'll do all the expertise stuff, right? They'll create the plan. They'll make sure you're all set up with proper insurance, estate planning, tax planning, all those kind of things. But one of the most important things they do is they keep you perfectly disciplined with your plan. So whatever that plan is, regardless of what markets are doing, you're going to stick with your plan. And then you make changes appropriately as you should. Maybe there's some changes in your life, or the way you're working in terms of your job, or maybe you're retiring, or just different things that come up in life. They'll adjust the plan accordingly for that, but not because of the emotions where you get nervous about being an investor.
It's certainly true that new technology is making financial advice more efficient. It's enabling firms like index fund advisors to improve the range and quality of our services. But, says Mark Hebner, what won't change is the crucial importance of the advisor-client relationship.
It's still very much a relationship business. And we were just talking about the emotions around investing, the emotions of money, the emotions of family and wanting the best for your family. Those will always be there. And I don't know how that just gets somehow fixed by technology. You know, there's a lot of conversations out there around artificial intelligence. What does that mean? Will financial professionals, whether it's advisors or tax experts or attorneys, will they still have a role in that place? And I absolutely am a firm believer they for sure will, because you need that connection. I don't think a machine can figure out really what's important to you as an individual, important to you as a family.
So how do you go about choosing a financial advisor? Mark Hebner says there are 4 questions you need to ask yourself.
I think the first thing you absolutely want to hear is a story that makes sense, that's logical. And what I mean by that is if you're talking to somebody and they say, hey, I can get you high returns with very low risk, that doesn't work. That's not the world that we live in. So these kind of things where if it just sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. There should be an expectation from the advisor on you as an investor that you have to spend the time to understand what we're doing, understand how markets work, understand these differences in returns among securities out there, why we diversify the portfolios the way we do, understand your behavior towards money, understand the relationship you're going to have with the financial advisor, the expectations they have on you as the investor. So I think education has to be a natural part of that. I think what you want to find with an advisor, and to me this is the most important part, the ultimate credibility for an advisor is whatever they're telling you as an investor in how you invest your money, they have to be doing it the same way for their own money and for their family. And I would even be as bold as if I'm an investor going to an advisor and say, show me your 401k statement. Show me how your money is invested. And it better be aligned to what they're telling you. And if it's not, that's a massive, massive red flag. I think the last thing I would probably say is just be very clear on what the fee structure is you have with your advisor, really any financial professional, is how are they getting paid? Is it based on a transaction, meaning, hey, I get paid this if you do this, or I get paid a different fee if we go this route? I think really you want a fee structure that just says, I get paid for doing these services for you. It doesn't matter if you pick this product or this product, because every decision we're made is in for your best interest, and the fee structure reflects that.
Here at IFA, Dimensional Fund Advisors is our preferred investment manager. Indeed, we were one of the first firms in the world to work with DFA. There's a strong sense of mutual respect between our two companies.
Well, I can't think of Mark at IFA without smiling and getting energy, because that's what Mark Hebner is. He's just a bundle of energy, a bundle of creativity, and I think real passion around the industry, a real passion around helping others out there. I think a lot of that energy, passion probably stems from his own investment experience and some of the challenges that he's had there. And I think the commitment to clients to say, I want to make sure you guys don't go through the same experiences I had through as an investor. So I think about some of the traits that make the best advisors out there. I think some of the traits that investors should be looking for when they determine the advisor with whom to work, I think Mark and IFA exhibit all of those. There's decades of research and evidence supporting what they do. They have, I think, a real logical story in the way they communicate with clients about their expectation of what we expect from you as an investor on the discipline it's going to take to achieve your goals over time. But if you stick with it, like, this is the best evidence that we have on why we're making the decisions we make today. And there's new research out there. We'll adjust our decisions. We'll change the way we do things if there's better ways to do it. And I think that's what's made, IFA so successful over the years.
In summary, a robo-advisor can be a good option, especially for younger investors. But for those with larger portfolios and more complex financial situations, there are huge benefits to be had from developing a long-term working relationship with an advisor you really trust. Thank you to Mark Hebner and to you for watching.